We are so lucky to be joined by Gabe VAZQUEZ. Now, Gabe, you've been in front of this camera and then behind the camera. You've been on both sides of this camera, but we thought it was the time to bring him on this side.
Because he has something really exciting to talk about. So we're really excited to have you here because there's a whole new program that's going to be going into our Zoe Life downstairs in the Performance Center.
Gabe's been critical in establishing what this is going to be, what it's going to entail, and the whole ITAV. Everybody's excited about it because you guys are all gamers and excited. And we've touched on the virtual reality on this campus with the Oculus, and everybody puts that on and they're like, this is amazing. But with what you guys ordered through a grant that we received, should blow them away, right?
Right, and I think what has helped a lot is, you know, I myself have been one of the pioneers in when VR was starting to get taking off.
Right.
So I kind of invested into the equipment at home just personally, and have been heavily involved with VR on my own for a long time. So then when Mike was telling me we're introducing this on campus, we're going to be helping getting residents in here, we need somebody who knows a lot about VR to be able to step in the right direction. I was just so excited to be able to start doing that.
So tell people what virtual reality is actually.
So now the reason they call it virtual reality, because it's supposed to be as immersive as real life, but it's kind of digitally created. So in real life, you can see things and you can hear things and you have to be able to perceive them. So now virtual reality is basically getting two little screens and putting them on each one of your eyes. And when it does that, the same way as when you put your hand in front of your face, there's like two hands. Well, the lenses will look like there's a true 3D in front of you in a VR space. So you put on these glasses and they can take you anywhere. That would be a created space. And it may even be recorded video. It can be even implemented and integrated with Google Earth, traveling the entire world to see what you can see, or even challenge kind of games and motor functions.
Or being in the center of the ocean and swimming with the beluga whales. He thinks I just like to say beluga. But it was amazing. I mean, that was amazing.
That's what I think with the Oculus and what we've experienced and got our feet wet with VR with our residents, both at Providence Place and here, we wanted to go and get at least that initial step in this direction. What's so impactful about what you guys ordered and what's coming for the Performance Center? Tell us kind of like what the differences are.
So we're gonna weight that scale. If anybody has experienced an Oculus Quest, you have maybe these two controllers and then something small and portable that goes on your head, and you may be either standing in one place or sitting in one place, and you can play those games there. But what if you want to take it to the next level? A lot of people want to be able to walk extended areas in VR. They want to be able to explore and move their legs and fully be immersed in this VR space. So this will be something that's called a catwalk. And what a catwalk is it harnesses around your body. You put on the headgear and you've got these controllers. You'll actually be so immersed that you will be walking with your own two legs in VR space, so that you can be walking room to room. You can have an entire house that you can do a virtual tour, for example, or any sort of game that you would want to be able to walk around. It's complete 3D space immersion. You can spin around in full circles and really feel like you're in the room, and as far as you know, you are.
But for the residents that we have that may be on some type of limitations of a walker, this can be adaptive to what they come in at, right?
Absolutely.
Very cool. I think with the demographic that we cater to and the excitement level to be able to, you know, like when we went over to Providence Place and we put those headsets on, is go back to your original address through the Google Earth system you mentioned, and be able to see, like, it's my front doorstep of where I grew up. To be able to do that level of VR for those that just want that, to this massive programming.
Being able to walk around there. It's not just looking, it's being inside of that space. Not just looking, it's experiencing.
So that's the difference, as opposed to the Oculus Quest would be just kind of seeing things happen. You're immersed in it even more with this 100%, and doing all that.
A lot more immersed.
So how much space is it going to take up in the Performance Center?
So it's not too much space. The catwalk itself is about 4 to 5 feet in width and depth. So your real estate is really as far wide your arms go.
Okay.
And since you don't have to leave that area and you'll be able to fully rotate as you're walking around this play space, then you really don't need to explore further than your arm's length.
And how soon should we have it?
So this being aired Monday, it should have just met our campus last Friday. So now Brian and I are probably currently in the phase of getting to be the first ones to play around with it and making sure that everything functions correctly as of this week as this is airing.
Right.
And if you need anybody else to help you try it out.
Beluga whales.
Yes, I want to swim with the beluga whales.
It's one of those things that in the Performance Center, we've held that space with our giant conference table on our Facebook portal, but we knew what was coming and we've been talking about this for so long, but we wanted to do it the right way. And so we wanted to, you know, as the grant money came in, be able to execute this with the right people to purchase the right equipment. And so it's taken a little bit of time, but it's going to be well worth the wait.
I am so excited.
I think
you are going to love it. It's going to open up worlds that you've always wanted to see, but you've never been able to. So.
And the goal is of the programming piece is to dovetail in on the training side for the workouts where they, the residents, would spend their time doing their fall prevention and workout. But at the end of the week, they know they're going to have an opportunity by appointment to get in that machine and be like, I worked out to get ready to hike Mount Kilimanjaro, or whatever, and you're putting that on and you're doing it. So it's gonna fit right in with the training program at the end of the week for each person. And so, you know, it is gonna be very structured in terms of appointment for it, but it's gonna be well worth the wait.
I think they're gonna be real excited about it. I know when we were talking to Gary about the Oculus Quest, he realized that there was a lot of residents that were a lot more excited about it than they first anticipated. At first they may think, okay, we're gonna do exercises just like Steve's making me do exercises and it's just gonna be a virtual version of exercises. And they're finding themselves riding these roller coasters and going through these experiences.
Shooting zombies.
Because they want to go through the entire regimen of what it can offer, because not only is it great for the body and great for the brain, but it's also really fun. I think people will just have a lot of fun being able to experience.
That's the goal. So we got the VR equipment coming and going to be set up in the next week or so. What other fun things did you able to buy to enhance the university program with that same grant money?
But that same grant money, we're able to enhance our intellectual pillar. We've been able to put this university into place, and it's such a great idea that we can have residents come and be able to observe these lectures, but then you're restricted to only this room. If you're not here in the room experiencing the lecture, then
you miss it.
You miss it. And it may be such a narrow window that we're able to get that speaker in. But now we have cameras, the magic of technology that can capture this entire room, and multiple cameras in this room to be able to stream the lectures not only to our campus, but even uploading them online, putting them on YouTube, being able to share them with people across. So anyone in the world would be able to get more immersed with what Zoe Life offers, be able to experience the lectures that we have.
We're excited because you guys have been taping previous lectures from the last semester in the back of the room with the cameras, but the way you guys designed this is with the multiple cameras is if our residents ask a question, we have the camera from the front angle to get the view of them asking the question. So the professionality of it, the optics of a really good immersive program that's online, somebody could enjoy watching is in place, right?
Right. And it's a full room capture, so that some settings that we may have in this room are not just a lecture of somebody standing in the front. You may be having an experience in here where somebody's going to table all over the room, and how do you capture that with a single camera sitting in the back with a tripod? You need to be able to capture the whole room so that you can get the information as good as you can. And that's what we've set up to be able to capture.
That's
cool. You guys do a great job.
Now, and we're not going to see you down here capturing it. So when our residents are lecturing, they're like, where's Gabe and Brian? Where are you guys at doing this?
We're doing it remotely in our secret command center.
The secret command center? That sounds cool.
Yeah. Obviously, nobody knows where that is.
No, that's our media hub, where since we do have a little bit of real estate on this campus, having the auditorium, we've got a studio on campus that we shoot the CEO Corner and the Ross Foss Show and Club One. But now we have the university added to that, so that now we have all these different components that the video needs to come together. So we've got to have our central media hub to be able to send videos everywhere it needs to go.
Oh, gosh.
Well, it's so fun for us to watch how this plays out, where the grants get written out and you hope for money and you tell the story of what we're trying to create, and then you get these bites and these nibbles from these providers, and then big money like what we got came in, and then to actually use the funds for the way we wanted, and to be able to show it, right? And to be able to show it all and use blows the, you know, grant who funded that away, that they're able to see the optics of their money being used.
It's immediate gratification. The impact of the cameras and the way that the lectures are captured compared to where they were before. Before, what me and Brian is a media tech that helps me on campus, what we called it was documenting them. But we're no longer documenting them. Now we're really capturing them.
Oh, that's great.
That's what I think is
That's very cool. Well, good, man.
Gabe, thanks so much for being on the show. You are vital to everything that we do on campus, both you and Brian. So thank you very much for everything that you do.